Commerce Lexington's annual leadership visit is a place for big ideas, a chance for our community leaders to go to other successful cities, form partnerships, and bring the best of what they see and hear back to the Bluegrass. As one of the largest and longest-running programs of its kind, the leadership visit has given rise to many of the things that make Lexington what it is today. When Leadership Visit participants see for themselves what other cities have accomplished, it's a lot easier to imagine that same success here at home. Here are just a few examples.
And it's just a great way for people to come out with their whole family. And I think that communities need that type of activity in order to have that sense of community. It's also a huge economic development tool for our downtown. It's a great event that goes on half the year. Central Bank is our title sponsor, and I think they've been very pleased with the added exposure in media coverage that they get.
After a while, it really picked up steam, and you go down Thursday night now in the summertime, and it's really hopping, and they've got live acts, and it has become a great magnet for downtown and a terrific tradition. It's said that imitation is the highest form of flattery, and we're happy to flatter Greenville by taking on that idea.
The health of your city really comes down to the health of your people. Our city, even our country, is suffering now from an obesity epidemic. And Lexington has this wonderful landscape. And so those beautiful horse fences that we have, a lot of times those are just barriers to keep you away. For me, it's about trying to create opportunities for people to be more physically active in as many ways as possible, but to really enjoy what they have here. And to do that, we had to find a way to create a trail system that got out into that landscape. But really, it was the Chamber leadership trip in 2007 to Boulder, Colorado, where we intentionally made that trip about putting those leaders out into that trail system that they had built there over the last 20 years, seeing that, experiencing that. When they came back to Lexington, they look around and say, gosh, I wish we had that. And it's been a fascinating thing to see that this momentum thing now, once you get it in the ground, once you start to have these experiences, people say, we want to do that more. And so we're now closing airport runways for health and wellness. Nobody else in the country is doing it as intentionally as we are.
The Fayette County public school system has been a beacon, but after a while, they begin to deteriorate. Children learn better in a safe, clean, well-lit, and challenging environment. And when facilities are run down, the education gets watered down as well. It was clear that the kind of funding that was going to be necessary for facilities upgrades was not forthcoming from Frankfort. And so we had to raise our own dollars. It's going to have a major impact and a long-term impact. The nickel tax allowed us to get some breathing room. No longer were we going to have to delve into general funds and reliance upon whatever formula came out of Frankfurt. The fact that we are able, through that additional tax and the $200 to $300 million that'll be raised through that initiative, are unbelievably important in our ability to teach our children well into the next few decades.
The idea of a baby handbook, owner's manual, or something for new parents had been running around in my mind for a long time, ever since my children were little. And I made the statement that education begins at home on the first day of birth. And from there, the conversation just revolved around that statement. And Molly asked me later if I was serious, and I said it's a heart attack.
Initially, it was Robert Riggs and myself, and we brought in Janie Polk, and then Karen Hill led us to Kim Jellin at Central Baptist Hospital. But we decided that, it was time to take action. We quit talking, we came back, immediately set up time, and did research every month to create this My Baby Handbook, and then created Infant Nurture. And My Baby Handbook is a simple brochure that helps parents and caregivers what they can do to create lifelong learners. And so there are all kinds of tips, and it goes from age 0 to 12 months. So we wanted to give something to the parents just so for them to know, what can they do? You come home from the hospital, now what?
The Access Loan Program is an opportunity for small businesses in Lexington area to obtain financing. The company generally comes to the Small Business Development Center or to Commerce Lexington with a business idea, their business plan, their financial projections. And what happens with that, we go through it and look at it and make a determination to take it to the Access Loan Committee, where in turn that business has an opportunity to present its business idea to 15 bankers instead of shopping it from bank to bank to bank. They have a full package to present to the bankers. So it's very instrumental to us because it allows our companies to obtain funding through the Access Loan Committee. Individuals who have come through the SBDC and worked through Commerce Lexington and the Access Loan Committee are pretty well versed in their business. They've done their homework on their business and are ready for success. But it helps them know that we are there working for them so that they can succeed. After they receive their access loan, we don't leave them, that we are there as their guide to help them succeed along the way.
So what is it about leadership visits that keeps people participating year after year?
It's the kind of retreat atmosphere that you love to create in any business or organization. People get away and they get to spend quality time with each other. Some of it's social time, a lot of it's work time, but they really get to know people from Lexington better than they would if we just did something here in town.
To me, they're a time to really get together with colleagues and other people in the community that you can have a conversation, you can have a dialogue, and really taking a relationship to a deeper and stronger level. I think the leadership trips tear down barriers and boundaries between people and kind of put us all on a level playing field. Quite frankly, I think that makes business go faster.
Well, I think when you have 200 leaders from a community who take time to go and visit these cities and they see how something has been successful, it's a lot easier to get buy-in when you get back home to actually make something happen.
Well, you get back what you put in. If you just sit back and wait for it to come to you, it isn't going to happen. And I always look for opportunities to meet people. I love to meet people, and I learn things about our community as a result of them, and it just helps me understand my community better.
There's always little nuggets you can take back, little bitty things that you can do that can make a difference.
For more than 70 years, leadership visits have shown us what works and what doesn't in cities all across the country. Today, the things we've learned are helping us write our own story of success for the future of Lexington.